Hey everybody, welcome to Between the Lions, the bite-sized bi-weekly oral history of the musical collective known as My Soul Among Lions. Did I get that right, Jake?
I wasn't listening.
Bite-sized. Now you've got me confused. Is it bite-sized
I don't know.
bi-weekly?
I wasn't sure if I was right. I thought I was right, but now I'm confused.
Bi-weekly,
too, so
bite-sized?
Bite-sized bi-weekly, I don't know.
Or bite-sized bi-weekly? Listener?
It doesn't matter.
Call in right now. 1-800
555
555. Who cares? I'm Nathan. That's Phil. That's Jake. We're all written on My Soul Among Lions, stuff like that. If you don't know who we are, then I don't know why you're starting with this particular episode. You should go back and listen to some of the other ones. Psalm 12, the words of the Lord. Now, this is interesting because last time we were talking about "Come Now, My Friend" and some of the interpretive discussions that went into it, the different ways that you can go with things. Psalm 12 begins, "Help, Lord, for the godly man ceases to be, for the faithful disappear from among the sons of men." And then it goes on to talk about flattering lips and the tongue that speaks great things and is going to be cut off and all this. And it goes on and on like that. And then verse 6, "The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace." And from this, My Soul Among Lions got a very bright and happy bluegrass song.
Yes.
And this would not at all be intuitive to me if I was just looking. I don't think I had anything to do with writing this one. But if I saw a psalm that started with "Help, Lord, for the godly man ceases to be," that would, I think, so imprint on my mind that I would never be able to, even though I know there's going to be a turn, I would feel like I had to do justice to the everything's terrible side of things. So what is the story of Psalm 12?
Well, the story from my perspective is Jody came and had a little demo, and it was that chorus, just like the song begins. "The words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in the furnace. The words of the Lord are pure, refined for 7 times. I don't much care for your words. You speak and I get nervous. The words of the Lord are pure. That's why I keep them in my mind." And then he had a little do 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 do, like that was basically the rest of the demo, and said, "Can you write the verses? I got a chorus and I've got a melody. Can you write the verses?" So I sat down and I basically his little melody worked right with the rhythm of the psalm and the way it was translated. So you get one of the most straightforward, word for word, line for line renditions of the psalm that we've done for that reason. I mean, that's it. And he just had this melody and this idea in his head and loved it. And I can't tell you his rationale for it because he never explained it to me. He was just like, can you put lyrics to this? And I did. And that was the song. So I don't know, Phil, if you've got more than that.
No, I don't have much memory of it. I mean, we rehearsed it together. I remember working on the vocals and trying to match that style, bluegrass style. And
what I can't say is that Jody was very much, his family's from he has like a gospel quartet.
Yeah, they have records. I mean,
you can find the Singing Killingsworth or whatever they're called. You really can't, they're not called the Singing Killingsworth, but you can find their music, and that's the background that he's from. And one of the things, and we talked about this on the last album, but if you go back and listen to our take on Psalm 2, and certainly a lot of the conversations early in the project, not necessarily this one, at least between me and Jody, we're just marveling at the way that bluegrass can take themes of judgment and themes of suffering, cast them sing them in a cheerful sort of light without robbing it of its weight, and in some ways maybe adding to its weight. And so I think that you do find these sort of random explorations of can this work that way? And I think that that's probably about as good an explanation as there is for the way that this Psalm 12 turned out. One, Jody's sort of just exploring his roots, and two, hey, I wonder if this is one of those places where, we can take these heavy themes and go bluegrass with it and have it still really work.
Well, I mean, that is one of those weird things that I suppose this is obvious to say, but so much time elapses between the writing of these songs, you know. I mean, when you hear an album, it takes you 40 minutes, but that's a year of work or something like that.
Right.
So you might go for several months and your life is happening and you're listening to this and then you're listening to that and then you go and visit your family, and it's like you've already processed and rejected whole worlds of ways that the album could have gone.
Mhm.
And the listener is never going to be in on that. They're never going to be able to make those.
Well, the
leaps
listener
with
just
you.
has to jump from your last album to this album, and they've not thought about anything except I like that last album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yay, more from this band that I like.
Yeah.
Right?
We just had this happen with our story podcast, Jake, where we went in a huge direction and then killed it and worked on it for like months. Hopefully, by the time people actually hear the next episodes, it'll just feel inevitable and everything. But what they won't realize is that there's this whole
we killed
alternate
a
path.
whole alternate universe.
Right. And after traveling extensively in that universe
Yeah, that's exactly right.
and spending a lot of time.
But if we did our job right, it'll feel like this was always the plan.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah, of course we're doing bluegrass now. But that's a good, alternate universe is actually a good way of thinking about it. It's not like to you as a listener, it's like, oh, Jody's suddenly doing bluegrass. That's interesting. But actually, he's probably been to any number of alternate universes before
settling on this.
universe. And there's reason, you know, and he's journeyed inside those universes, if I can extend this dopey metaphor.
Well, and he's on his way to the final universe, and maybe this is actually the alt timeline.
Yeah.
Right? You just get a little blip.
Yep.
You guys are getting deep.
This is deep, man.
We just got to bring comics to bear on
Yeah.
all this stuff, right?
Yep.
I mean, Jody has a knack for this. I don't know what you call the kind of song it is. They're kind of cute. They're tongue in cheek, but have great seriousness.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there are a bunch of them that he's done. Not all My Soul Among Lions, but like the Jesus I Love. You know, that's not the Jesus I Love. Or
Yeah.
Unitarians.
Yeah.
Or Angry Every Day. You know, they're
Mhm.
from the first
I've-
album.
Oh, we never did Angry Every Day, did
No, we
we?
didn't.
Yeah, we should circle back and do that sometime. I feel like it's the Dylan that Jody stewed in. And it's not that Dylan specifically, that you can point to anything specific that he did, but Dylan has that slightly ironic way that he approaches things where it's tongue in cheek, but it's not drawing attention to itself being tongue in cheek. And I don't think Jody was saying, I'm going to write a Dylan song, but if I had to theorize about where some of that spirit comes from.
I don't know if he was intending to be tongue in cheek, but when you say something like you speak and I get nervous when you're quoting scripture, or, you know, it kind of comes off that way.
It's either tongue in cheek or it's cute or it's something.
Yeah.
But it's
Furnace
an artistic decision.
Furnace
that is
and
made.
Nervous is what made me say Dylan. That is a Dylan slant rhyme. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
a Dylan slant rhyme. That's all there is to it. Well, is there anything else to say about this one, or?
I mean, it was fun, you know, a lot of fun to record and fun to play out. Whenever we played out, we did this song.
Mm-hmm. This one goes over like gangbusters live.
Yeah, which is, I think part of what's wild about it is coming out of the first album and even out of the first song, I don't think that there's any response to this except for, well, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like, and you either, and people have responded this way, they either love or hate this song,
it's
right?
true.
This song gets a strong reaction
Yeah.
from everybody that listens to it. They love it or they hate it. And if they hate it, you know, hopefully it doesn't color the rest of the album for them. And if they love it, it's just one more great song in a slew of great songs. But live, and I've seen this play out too, where live, even the kinds of people who think they hate it will tap their foot or whatever to it live. And
Well, it's fun, and you're able to do it without, you don't need to bring in an orchestra to make this one really pop. So
I think the 3-part harmony live from these guys sells.
it's always awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I fall into the camp of, I guess I'll just say, this isn't my favorite. It's not my favorite style of music, but it's hard to hate this song because it's fun, you know? Like, if it was mopey and also something that wasn't really my style, it'd be much easier to just hate it. But this song's just like, hey, guys! And
I'm going to keep driving you forward to the end.
yeah. All right, well, let's drive forward to the end of this podcast by listening to Psalm 12, the words of the Lord.
The words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in a furnace. The words of the Lord are pure words, refined for 7 times. I don't much care for your words. You speak and I get nervous. The words of the Lord are pure words, I keep them in my mind. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceases to be. The faithful have all left the land, there's none that I can see. Everywhere I go now, all I hear is vanity. The words of the Lord are pure, that's why I keep them close to me. Oh, the words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in a furnace. The words of the Lord are pure words, refined for 7 times. I don't much care for your words, you speak and I get nervous. The words of the Lord are pure words, I keep them in my mind. The wicked strut on every side, taunting with their boasts. There is no help for him and God, not from the Lord of hosts. But I will trust my Father, God, the Son, and Holy Ghost. Just one word from him can save me to the uttermost. Oh, the words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in a furnace. The words of the Lord are pure words, refined for 7 times. I don't much care for your words, you speak and I get nervous. The words of the Lord are pure words, I keep them in my mind. He sees the poor are plundered and he hears the needy groan. God will arise again in power and take them for his own. But lying lips and crooked hearts our Lord has never known. He cuts them off and burns them up, they reap what they have sown. Oh, the words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in a furnace. The words of the Lord are pure words, refined for 7 times. I don't much care for your words, you speak and I get nervous. The words of the Lord are pure words, I keep them in my mind. Oh, the words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in a furnace. The words of the Lord are pure words, refined for 7 times. I don't much care for your words, you speak and I get nervous. The words of the Lord are pure words, I keep them in my mind. I keep them in my mind.
Hey, if you like this song, you can buy it on Apple Music or Amazon or Bandcamp. You can listen to My Soul Among Lions pretty much wherever you listen to your music, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever. You can get charts and lead sheets if you'd like to use this song in your worship at clearnotesongbook.com. And of course, you can support this fine work at warhornmedia.com/give.